Am I audible?
தெரியலண்ணா தெரியுறீங்க.
Yes, okay. Okay. So shall I start the session?
Yes.
Okay. So I will share my screen. Okay. Yes. So you can see my presentation, right? Yes. Hello. Kalatunga Shekhar, you can see my presentation. My screen is visible.
Yes, I can.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So let me start the session. The class is about intro to lighting in Unreal Engine. Okay. So light helps us to illuminate the scene. So today the topics will cover light types inside the Unreal Engine and light techniques, how to use inside the Unreal Engine. Okay. So light always helps us to illuminate the object inside our level. Okay. So it will help the environment to create a depth to your eyes. Okay. When you are adding lights, you can able to see the environment clearly. If there is no light, what will happen? So I can show my screen, right? So inside this Unreal Engine, I have a basic level. Okay. In the outliner, you can able to see all the light I have turned off. So you can't see anything in my level. Okay. If I slowly turn on, you can able to see the floor. So I turn on the direction light. Okay. So like this, we have many lights. That's what we're going to discuss today. So light properties and types we're going to explore. So light have a property called color property and power property. Power is equal to intensity and you can call it as strength. And it has few more properties, shadow and temperature. It's a Kelvin temperature we will be using inside the Unreal Engine also. So light types, what are the types of lights there inside Unreal Engine? So we have direction light, we have spotlight, we have point light, we have rectangle light, we have skylight. Okay, so these are the common lights there inside Unreal Engine. If you are using some other softwares, 3D softwares, you can able to see the same lights over there. Okay, so first we'll explore what is direction light. Okay, so inside my Unreal Engine, I have turned on the direction light. So it's equal to sunlight. Okay, so the light travels in a single direction like our sun directions. Okay, we can rotate the light using the control L. Okay, and if you drag, you can able to see the changes in my level. Okay, so the light will be going off and going on like this. Okay, so by using the control L, I can make the sun to travel and change its direction. So direction light is having like this, and light properties we already discussed, right? So in the right side, we have the properties. It have an intensity. I can increase the intensity to a new infinity value. If I go 50, it will be having more brightness. If I go 100, it will be having even more brightness. Okay. So this is the intensity value. We call it as power in some other softwares. I can reset it and I can change the light colors also. So if I click this, I will get this color palette. I can change the blue color. I can change it to red, green, yellow. Like this, I can manually change the light colors also. And we have a source angle. This will change the size of the source. That means light source. Okay. So by default, it will be having 0.5. You can increase based on the increasing value. It will be the shape will be changed. The sun direction light is having the shape of the sun, right? That will be changed. And we have used temperature. Okay. So this is what we call it as temperature. We call it as Kelvin temperature. Okay. So it's by default, it's having 6,500. If I go below 2,000, you will be having orange tint, warm color, cool color. We have, if you explode, you will be understanding this. If I go with above 6,500, if I go 12,000, I will get a cool color, blue color. Okay. So this is what use temperature will do. If you don't want, you can turn it off and you can stick to that color. Okay. And what does this affect world? It will affect my world. If I turn it off, it will go dark. If I turn it on, it will eliminate the scene. Like that, we have cast shadows. Since there is no object in my level, I can't able to see any shadows. If I add some elements, shape, if I add a sphere, I can able to see the shadows in my level. See? So this is the shadows. I can select my direction light and I can adjust my source angle to blur the shadows. See? Previously it was sharp enough. Now I can increase my source angle and I can blur the shadows. Okay. So source angle not only adjusts the shape of the direction light, it also adjusts the smoothness of the shadows. Okay. Yeah. So here we have volume indirect lighting intensity that will be covered in advanced classes. Okay. It will control the bounds values. Okay. Since you can able to see small changes in my shadowed area, right? It's getting eliminated. That means it will control the bounce light one. Okay. So that's all inside the direction light for the basic. I'm just turning it off since I like it so tailed in the front first itself. There is no light, I can't see anything. I need to add lights. So the second light I'm going to explore is point light. So I have a turn on the point light. I can rotate and I can find out where it is. Yeah. So this is my point light. See, it's like candle light. It's just a small LED lights. We can use it. Okay. So it will have the same properties. We have an intensity. I can change my intensity. It have a light colors. I can change my light colors. Attenuation, depth. For how long it has to cover the scene. The entire scene means I have to increase my value to a small area. I can reduce its value. Okay. So this is the point light, and it's also having the source radius. Like we discussed, it will control the light source. Okay. And we have color temperature, use temperature. I can change it to 2500 for orange tint, yellow tint, red. If I go below the 2500, I'll go to the red value. If I go above 6000, I'll get the blue value. Okay. So it will affect the world or not. You have to decide it. Cast shadows. If I don't want shadows, I can turn it off. If I want shadows, I can turn it on. If I want to blur the shadows, I can increase my source radius. Okay. So this is what the point light will do. Now I'm turning off the point light and I'm turning on the spotlight. So spotlight, like I said, it will spot some particular area. So in famous TED events or in some other shows, we'll be having the spotlight to spot a particular person, to eliminate some particular thing. You can use the spotlight. So it's having the same intensity. We can increase my intensity to increase the strength of the or power of the light. And we can change the color of the light. Okay. And attenuation. So it will change the shape radius. And in cone angle, we can sharp the lines. Okay. So normally we call it as penum angle, some other values. Okay. So this is outer cone angle. So to blur the sharp area, we can use this. And we have use temperature. Of course, we already discussed a lot about the temperature value. Yeah. Affects world, cast shadows, and indirect lighting. Yes. Controls the bounds. If I want to enhance my scene, I can use this one. Okay. So these are the lights properties. Okay. I'm just again turning off the spotlight. I'm going with the light, rectangle light. So this rectangle light is like fill light. We'll be using to a lot of interior files, and we can change the shape of the bond angle. Here we have more options to explore inside the properties. Apart from same intensity, light, color, we have bond door angle. We can adjust that also. See, when I'm tweaking the values, you can able to see the changes. Okay. So we can change the bond door angles, and here we can use the textures also. Okay, there's a concept called, we have to take any images and we can change the light shape. Okay, so that's the concept called IES lighting. So if you have IES images, you can use those images as a filter here. Okay, it's like adding a filter on top of your light. So in interiors, we'll be using this source textures. Okay, and we have a Kelvin temperature, affects world, rest of the all the same. Okay, so this is the rectangle light, and finally we have a skylight. So skylight, we need to add an image. We call it as HDRI image, right? High dynamic range image. So if I turn on the real-time capture, okay, it will show the environment image. Since there is no environment image, I can't able to see any changes to my scene. So from this source type, shift to SLS specified cube map, because we are using an image. So I'm using a cube map. If I click this, by default, until be having enough HDR images. If you want, you can add more from the internet. So I'm going with the desert image. See, now my environment have been lighted up. There is soft shadows with a single light. I didn't add any direction light or point light or rectangle light. I just added a skylight. Okay. So in this skylight, I have added the HDR images. Okay. So if I drag down and change my image based on the HDR image, this is the image. This light will be reflected on my scene. Okay. In VFX industry, they will be using this light. Mostly they will be using the HDRI maps for matching the 3D element in their entire scene. Okay. So these are the light types. And so we covered point light, spotlight, rectangle light, skylight, HDRI, IES, exactly. So techniques. Now coming to the techniques. So we have a technique called 3-point light technique. Okay. So for that, I need to add an image. So I just turn off the skylight also now. So I am going to light this Manny character. So I import it. So if there is no light, we can't see anything. It can be a character or it can be an environment. Only if we add a light, we can able to see the elements, actors inside the scene. So I'm just going to add a 3-point light. That means we need to add 3 lights. It can be any light. It's not need to be a point light. You can add a direction light. So the direction is like this there. Yeah. So I'm placing here. And I'm Control L. If I click Control L, I can able to rotate my light like this. So I'm going to have my direction light like this. I can even rotate by manually like this also. Okay. So I need to have a proper camera angle. So I'm just having like this. Okay. So now I know where's my light. So the environment is lighted from the left side. The character Manny is getting light. Intensity. I'm just going to change the value of intensity to 20. So automatically what happening? It's hitting on the left side. right side of the character, and the left side the shadow is happening, right? See, the left side I can able to see the details properly. In the right side, due to the shadows, I can't able to see any proper details, right? Near the shoulder and near the thighs, it's getting black shadows. So to avoid that, we can add one more light. Go to light. I can add another direction light from this side and rotate it. Okay. So now you can able to see the lighted up area, right? So in the right side, I'm getting eliminated. So I can move the light like this. So now my man is eliminated well, right? But I need to turn off the shadows here because only the key light needs to have the shadow. Fill light should not have a shadow. See? So the first one, I can rename it as key light. Key light. The second light will be fill light. And make sure you turn off the shadow of this fill light. And we need to add a 3-point light, right? So 1, 2 is the third light. I will be adding another direction light in straight back to the character. It will be act as a rim light or backlight. Okay. So rim or backlight. So I can lift it up and I can rotate. This light will make your character separate from the background. Okay. This will make your character to, I can change the color so that I can able to differentiate from the other lights. I can even increase the intensity of the light. So you can able to see a sharp rim on the shoulder. Okay. So this will separate the character from the background. So this is the concept of 3-point lighting. Okay. So the key light, which will be the main source of light, I am setting intensity to higher value so that you can able to see that changes. And fill light, which is a bounce light to reduce the shadows. So it will be from your right side. And the last light, third light is rim light or backlight, which will separate the character from the background. Okay. So this is the first type technique you have to practice. Okay. So 3-point light is majorly used in introducing a hero character or introducing a villain or to have a proper character reveal. You can use the 3-point light. Okay. So in photography, they are using this 3-point light also in various cases. So this is what 3-point light, and one more light concept is emissive light. So we have to use that also in our screen. When we are creating an environment, we can use that emissive light concept. For that, we have to create a material. So I will go create my material. Sorry, emissive. So this node I'm going to use for the emissive color. Okay. So I will use a 3 constant vector, which allows me to have a color, convert to parameter color. So I want something in a red color emission, and I will add multiply node, and I can have a scalar parameter for brightness. Value of 1, that output goes to the emissive color. So now my scene will have a emissive. Okay, so this is a small node I'm going to use for this exercise. So if I take instance and I apply the emissive, so it will be emitting the environment. So I will turn off the rest of the lights. So the key light, that fill light, and the rim light. So you can able to see the emissive here. See? So the man is glowing because of this emissive light. So if I want to hide this sphere ball, okay, and show only the light, is there any option? Yes, of course. So you have to have a option called actor hidden. So if I use indirect light, while yes, this one, affect indirect light while hidden. If I turn on this and if I hear this sphere, see, you can have only the light value and you can hide the sphere. If it is not turned on, if you off the light, you will get dark scene only. Okay, so before hiding the sphere, you just turn on this affect indirect lighting while hidden. Then you hide the sphere, you will have only the color value. Okay, so this is one kind of indirect lighting. Okay, so in this class, we have seen two lights, right? One is 3-point lighting techniques and emissive light techniques. Okay, yes. So with this, we coming to a conclusion. So I have this PPT for your reference. And if you have any doubt, please you can reach me in this mail ID. Okay, thank you.